shedding mechanism for looms. So I'm weaving. Mr. F. Lacey makes a shedding mechanism for looms. Shedding. Not sure what that terminology means in loom world, but looks like we got a spindle of thread here of some sort. Lots of moving levers. See the full pages. Shedding mechanism. Looks like it's card programmed. What's the original sort of, yeah, there we go. These are the cards. They go over this wheel. Holes or not holes decide which of these levers are pulled forward. Shedding mechanism. Fred Lacey of Massachusetts. Shedding mechanism for loom, particularly on what are known as dobbies, D-O-B-B-I. If anybody happens to see this one day and they know what any of this is, because I don't know looms and weaving all that much. I know warp and weave and that kind of stuff, but that's about it. Let's see. In the first class mentioned, each shed in the warp is formed by moving warp threads out of the normal plane of the warp threads. Oh, okay. Oh, the shed. Okay. Yeah, again. Oh, this is the actual mechanism that lifts one set of threads above the other so that you can get the one set of warp threads above another so that you can put the weft through. So this is actually like pretty much the Babbage machine, where the cards and the holes in the cards, as played through this is a side view, determine which warp threads are lifted. And this whole mechanism is one of several hundred, usually. That's pretty interesting. So, whether there's holes or not, I mean, this little lever goes up or down. And that would control this. There you go. There's that leveler. Rotating here. Yeah. And then I suppose, oh, I see. I get it now. There we go. So, little confusing. This is the frame. These are the separators between the warp threads. And you are picking up individual frames of warp threads based off of the programming on the cards here. So it'd be like a tartan pattern or something like that. So this actually may not be a whole lot of levers, because you may only have, 6, a dozen different frames, but the frames are the ones that control all the. So in the simplest world, you'd have 2 frames for which warp threads you're lifting and alternating them, and you end up with the classic weave pattern. But by staggering them and threading them differently, you can get all sorts of patterns. Let's see. 1892, did he claim he was the originator of this? New and useful improvements in a shedding machine for looms. So not particularly new. Well, let's go again. Let's go check the claims. Wow, this is a longer one. Oh, he's only got 2 claims. All of that before that was the description of how the mechanism works. So if you ever really get into looking at an old patent, it's best to print them out. It's a lot easier to have the diagram separate while we're looking at the description. Harness frames, harness levers, and coordinating connecting said harness frames and said harness levers. Hook jacks operatively connected to each other, said levers, etc., etc. Indicating fingers for each harness to open the pattern bars. Doesn't really say if it's completely unique. I mean, he kind of claims this aspect of it is unique, which I thought that went all the way back to, maybe Babbage was 1892. Let's go double check. Babbage loom. Charles Babbage in the loom, 1791, died 1871. So, sure enough, there's her cards that determine which warp threads to lift, and all like that. Alrighty. Cool. Moving on.